Perhaps you're familiar already with cannabis, or maybe you think people who smoke cannabis are kind of like potheads. Wherever you might be, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the benefits and how to go about conscious cannabis use. Welcome to my channel. My name's Fola. To those of you who are new here, it's great to have you join in. And to some of you who are returning back, welcome. I love sharing different conversations about altered states, whether they are from plant medicines or different types of psychedelics, and also about mental health and spiritual emergence, kind of integrating all of these aspects and supporting each and every one of you through your personal journey. So conscious cannabis use, exactly what is that? Really, I mean, I guess it's just pot use, let's be honest. But the beauty about the conscious approach to cannabis use is that you are setting your intentions and directing your energy with your will to reap benefits from ingesting or communing with this powerful plant. And even though cannabis gets a bad rap, here in Canada, it is legal. In the States, there's quite a few states who've already legalized it or decriminalized it. And so we can see there's a shift happening. And more people are turning to cannabis because, I'll be honest, I think it's way better than alcohol, which, has way higher issues with domestic violence, drunk driving, also addiction. It's like one of the most addictive substances someone can take and can cause a lot of harm. Versus cannabis doesn't really have those same impacts. I've kind of always stood in this middle ground, I guess, with cannabis. I'm not really a huge cannabis user. I would say I like to really respect the plant because I know it can take you to some pretty dark places if you're not careful, if you have really heavy use and whatnot. Working in community mental health, I'd seen a lot of people who were using cannabis, several times in a day. And I don't really know if it was helping them too much. So conscious cannabis use, this is something that's been going on for like millennia, centuries, across various different religious groups. We have the Hindu sadhus, they're the sadhus. They are the religious gurus, religious spiritual leaders in India. They have been known to partake in this plant. It's even said that in some beliefs, I guess, that in Judaism, that's what they are talking about, this special plant in the Holy Tabernacle or area where they believe the Holy Spirit or God resided. And so we can see across a wide range of different religious groups, cultures, that cannabis, this beautiful plant, has been a part of their way of life. Usually through the form of ingesting like a tea or perhaps smoking and inhaling it, and also using its form in all the other ways like clothing and to grow it for in the form of hemp. So it can be really quite beneficial, and cultures have taken advantage of that. I looked down and it said 420. Anyway, I just wanted to share a bit about this conscious cannabis use that we can also take part in as people. Again, if you have legal access to it and you are of legal age to use it, I'm not condoning illegal drug use. Just saying. So you need to be aware what's going to work for you. But here are a few steps that you can take to start the process for supporting your healing journey. Maybe there's something that's been coming up, a certain pattern or behavior, certain thought form that you would like to kind of shift from, and you're wanting to take it deeper. This is what I find cannabis does. There's something about the energy of this plant is what we're doing when we do any type of plant medicine, is that we are taking our energy and communing it with that specific plant's energy, which the plants, the animals, they are like beautiful teachers for us. And so it's really about the ceremony, the ritual, the intention of us meeting with the plant and allowing the teacher of the plant to show us what needs to be seen and to meld with our own conscious, our own unconscious to see what comes up. So first off, you need to become aware of what exactly it is that you want to maybe make a shift in your life. and know that it's okay. There's no need to beat yourself up. We're all here. We're all learning through our patterns, our behaviors, our feelings, emotions, and we're here to learn and to expand, right? So be gentle with yourself. And then you want to prepare your space. We hear this whole term within psychedelic works of set and setting. Really, you need to be aware of how is your mindset? How are you feeling that day that you're planning on partaking in anything? Also, what is your whole setting, the environment around you? What does that look like? What does it feel like? How is it building you up? Or how is it tearing you down, perhaps? And I think what happens for a lot of people when they take part in cannabis is they tend to be in a big party or social situation where when something comes up that maybe is eliciting some type of fear, then it adds to it because they can't control. And my personal opinion is that all these plant medicines, different drugs, they impact us where we become more sensitive or open to energies of those people around us and the environment. And so if we don't really control for those factors, we're asking for some trouble because we never know what type of crazy stuff can come in. So things to do to help set and setting and making sure that you're prepared is to take the cannabis on a day where maybe you feel at ease and you're prepared, you're fully rested, you're able to take the next few hours to just be with yourself comfortably. And also, prepare your space. Have good lighting, have comfortable pillows and blankets and maybe a teddy bear, whatever it takes for you to go through that. Just make sure that you tap into what works for you. And then you want to get clear on your intention. Again, this is about us directing our energy with our will, asking for what it is that we feel we need to shift or heal. And something I like to tell people is make sure it's in a positive statement format. We don't want to say if we're having body pain, say, I don't want body pain anymore, because that's just going to attract more of what you don't want. Instead, you can speak about, I would just love full healing and wellness in my body, flexibility in my body, and allow yourself to just work through that intention, getting clear on what you want to achieve during your session. And then this next part is something I love and that I really like to hone in on when I'm working with individuals or groups during conscious cannabis journeys. And that is the prayer and the gratitude setting and acknowledging and calling in the energies of the universe, calling in the energies of the plant, and even our ancestors or any other guides. I think this is a really important part of conscious cannabis use and a huge part that people using cannabis aren't really doing. It's how can we expect something to really show us respect if we don't show it respect, right? And a lot of times people are just kind of abusing and taking for granted the power of this beautiful plant and a lot of other things in life. And so gratitude and prayer and just that gentle respect can go a long way during your journey. And again, now I'm just going to repeat, I don't condone illegal drug use. So please don't reach out to me to buy drugs or anything like that. In Canada, cannabis is legal. You have to be 18 or 19, depending on the province, in order for you to be able to purchase it from a store. There's still a lot of black market use that's going on, which has its own dangers if you plan on going that route. But just know that the actual journey requires you then to ingest cannabis. Some people also, and I think this is actually kind of a neat idea, and I've given this a try, is to just mentally connect to the energy of cannabis so you don't actually have to ingest. And maybe that's something that's going to work better for you if you are not able to legally purchase, or if you have any medical or mental health conditions that could be impacting your ability to use cannabis. So again, just a disclaimer, if you feel that cannabis might not be the right fit for you, do not go and use it. I would highly encourage you to speak to a physician, your family doctor, prior to taking any of these sorts of plant medicines, because they can impact or interact with different types of medications or different type of conditions that people already have. But the journey is the beautiful part as well, and that is sometimes led by people ingesting cannabis through edibles, which have a much longer impact, like in terms of a time, can also have a longer psychoactive impact on your journey. Some people inhale through smoking, and that's a quicker route, and also it might be easier that way because then you have a bit more control of how much you're taking in at a time. And I would always encourage people to, as they say with like our liquor board, is go start low, go slow. There is no rush. This isn't about getting high and getting a fix. This is about using the energy of the plant to dive deeper into your unconscious or that subconscious level and to bring things to the surface. And when you're going through the journey, you can just start with a simple mindfulness or silent meditation, perhaps listening to some good beats, something without any words. Like I love the sound bowl, Tibetan sound bowl, different types of things like that, because it helps ground and put you in this present moment. And just then laying, sitting, being in a comfortable place that you know you're safe to just allow whatever comes up to come up. And something I encourage people to do is in any moment in our life where we're maybe feeling anxious or frightened, any sort of fear, then we might tighten in our body. And it's really important, especially on cannabis, because the mind can really go through. It's to just totally like relax by breathing and just noticing the breath and maybe sending the breath to anywhere that tightness is in your body. And this can take time because obviously if your thoughts are coming, going all over the place, you might forget to remember to breathe. And that's the beauty of meditation. It's always about, as soon as you remember, come back to that present moment. Just do it again, try again. There's no right or wrong. Some other great things to do are body movements like yoga, different types of ecstatic, or just, your regular dance moves, whatever feels right for you. And I could go into like a whole bunch of other videos about techniques that have really supported me in healing, but I think I'll keep that for another time. As with any integration work, things that are challenging or difficult will probably arise for you. And the way I like to see that is something that wants to be healed. It wants to be acknowledged, and you have the ability to do that. You can just sit with it and just breathe with it. And they say that emotions tend to pass after, I think it's 40 to 60 seconds. So if you can just try to be present for that, like 1 minute, and see what shifts for you, great. And if it's not shifting and it's a real struggle, then perhaps you need like an integration coach, integration therapist. And that's a bit about the work that I do with clients. So if you're ever interested in getting some more support to, better integrate any type of plant medicine journeys or difficult, psychedelic or spiritual emergence situations, please reach out to me. And that ends off then with the integration. You might not have to speak with someone, but it's really important that you yourself do the integration work. Maybe journaling, maybe it's painting or drawing something as soon as you finish, or maybe it's the day after. But if we don't actually integrate the experiences that we have in the healing during the conscious cannabis journey, then it's kind of like it wasn't really worth any of our time. That's just my personal opinion, because it would be like someone going and taking a whole bunch of ayahuasca like 100 times and not really making any change in their life. It's just like, well, what's the point, right? And I mean, there's a whole concept of spiritual bypassing and all that, but I really do feel it's important that we integrate the experience and allow the experience to then come into our day-to-day life, where we start to see the shifts or those changes that we were intending in the first place. Whether it's breaking a pattern, maybe it's letting go of an emotion or a relationship that doesn't serve us anymore. Whatever it is possible for you to integrate that and to heal from it. And so there you have it. That's a little breakdown of a conscious cannabis journey, how you can start to use that if it's legal and okay for you to do so in your own life. I would encourage you to just be gentle with yourself. Again, being mindful of how often you maybe commune with the plant, because it's about respecting and managing, is there something you're avoiding by just continually entering into that energetic space? which oftentimes can happen. So repeating these sessions, I would really say to hold off. You don't want to do it too often, but you need to know what's right for you. And obviously, again, before you start any of these sorts of practices, it would probably be a wise choice to talk with your family doctor or some medical professional that you trust and that you can see, and someone that maybe approaches all of this stuff from like a harm reduction standpoint, because we know not everyone is open to cannabis use. So I hope you found this video helpful. Leave your comments below and feel free to like and share this video to those you think might benefit from it. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you're updated on any of my future videos. Okay, until next time.